Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor with I guess what's on my bench. That's what normally Fridays are all about. I didn't get too far with the Corvette. There's nothing really to show you. I just did some more cleaning up, and you know, it doesn't look any different, or I've got nothing new to show you really on that. But we did get a lot on J's done. Viewer's choice. Both have been painted. Picked up a little bit of dirt in J's, so we'll have to do some wet sanding. Then we'll get the decals on it, and then we'll get it into clear. Even though right now it doesn't really need clear, and you're going to see. J's was painted with MCW red, just red is what it says on the jar. But it's a beautiful red. So I got all the components that I know of and aware of right now, painted red that I needed painted. I'm sure there'll be something I missed. I'll have to go back and I got a little left in a jar, and I thin it down so you can keep it for a while, even though it has the hardener in it. Then I just add like a few drops of paint, mix it back up, and it's ready to spray again. So the MCW is very versatile. A lot of people tell you once you mix it up, that's it, you got to use it. Well, it's not necessarily true. As long as you've got main paint left in the jar, and what you mix up, if you got a good jar to seal it up in, you can pour what you don't use into it. Of course, label it so you know what it is, and then add some leveling thinner to it. It does thin it down quite a bit, but you can add a few drops of paint until you get the consistency back. So I've done that 2-3 weeks and a month later. So don't throw away what you don't use. As long as you got little jars to put it in, label it, thin it down a little bit, and as long as you got a little extra paint left, you can mix it all back together and be able to spray it with no issues. For me, anyways. But definitely try it next time if you buy some MCW paints. And where do you do that? You know, you hit that link down below. Hobby Nut Models. He's got all kinds of new MCW paints in. Pretty much any color match for, you know, any OEM car that you want. He's pretty much got it or can get it. And it's a very, very simple mixing process. Matthew has a great video out, model car videos, on how he mixes it. I mix mine the same way, so there's no need for me to make a special video. Just go back and go through his catalog of videos and look for that, and it's a good watch, and it's very informative when it comes to MCW paints. And there's a chart on Hobby Nut Models too. It tells you the ratios, and trust me guys, play with it a little bit, because you can get better results or less better results. You know what I'm saying? So you got to play with it and see what works best for you. Matthew's method actually works, so I use his ratio. I add a few drops more than what Matthew does of the hardener and the leveling thinner. It reduces the orange peel a whole lot, let's put it that way. So it's less work on the back end if you add a few extra drops of each. And it looks like it's got clear coat, but it doesn't, and that comes from the hardener ratio mixed with the paint. It just glosses out. And this red paint I've painted before, and without clear coat, it's a dull finish. It's not as dull as what a lacquer would be, but you definitely want to put clear over top of it. The more hardener you use, and don't get crazy with it, but a few extra drops can make the difference in the appearance of the paint. If the paint lays right, you don't get any junk in it, you really got a finished product once it cures out. A dehydrator is definitely the way to go, and for lacquers too, because you know, lacquer paint, it gasses out faster, and in an hour or two you can pretty much handle it. But if you just throw it in the incubator, like Matthew says, or dehydrator, you can do that like when you're done for the day. Put them in there, set the time, walk away from it, forget it. When you come in the next day, you're ready to work on it. So you can be working on other parts of the project or another project altogether, and while that's curing and It's, you know, it's in a container. It's not getting dirt on the junk in it or anything like that. Just make sure you keep your dehydrator clean, keep the fan clean. It's a good idea to put a filter on the back side of it. Fasten it however you want to do that. That also will prevent the air that it pulls in, especially when you do a clear coat, because clear coat will be really tacky. And if there's any dust, it could possibly pull the dust from the outside and throw it in to the dehydrator and get junk in your clear. So the little filter pad behind it will definitely reduce the you know, the likelihood of that happening. So let me get a drink here. I need these people to sponsor me as much as I drink their product. So we'll go over here. We got a lot coming in the mail. We have an order from Hobby Nut Models. We have the RB Motion. We have Model Car Garage. We have Amazon, which I was hoping it'd be here by this morning when I did this video, but it's not. So it's okay. It'll give us something to review Monday or Tuesday, whichever day I can get back down here. So we'll just we'll talk about J's a little bit here and get you around here. So as you can see, that is no clear coat, guys. That is none. And you see how shiny that is. That is actually a finished product and very comparable to my 2K clear on a lacquer job. I got very, very, very minimal orange peel in it. And that's because of the leveling thinner. As you wait in between your coats, that's working to level out the finish. And then when you spray your next coat, it does the same thing. So that good 10-minute window in between coats is very, very necessary. And you can see, I mean, I just painted this late yesterday afternoon, and I'm handling it. I'm not leaving fingerprints in it. It's not tacky. It's all the way dry. But just for mock-up purposes, we put the rear fin on it, the mirrors. We got the grill in place. We deleted all the chrome trim around the windows and the doors, around the fenders. It's all gone. Sanded all down smooth. I rescribed the A-pillars and then scribed it back this way to show where it would break to open the door, because there'd be a cozy wing in there. And we, I think on the side glass, I don't have it out right now, but if not, we may glue a little piece of styrene strip to the side glass there, make it more prominent and chrome that. So it's a little more things, because the front trim and the back window trim is the only thing getting chromed. And then the hood pins, of course, will be chrome. And then there's this little piece that goes on the front of the grill. This is about a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, and it's got the Oldsmobile emblem in the middle. But I got to do bare metal foil down this side and the opposite side, and I'll use a tiny brush and Molotow to do the emblem. I know there's tricks and tips out there on bare metal foiling that before you paint, and then you can just brush off the thing, but I've never tried it. Maybe one day on something like this, a little spare piece, I would try it and just see how it turns out. But like I said, I hate bare metal foil, so I'm better at brush painting the trim than I am bare metal foiling. But we don't have a lot to do on this, but you can see how the wheels are painted now. They're murdered out. There's the front tires. There's the back tire. You can see the width of the tire. And you can see where I notched out the grill. We're going to put mesh in behind that to give more of a realistic look. We have decals to put on the intercooler for the turbos. That's why I wanted that open and visible so you could see through and see that. We'll be using CNR intercooler and a CNR radiator, so they both will have a decal on them. That chrome tree I bought at the show, I was telling you guys about, that one right there, just for parts. See, I got my engine mount out of that, and it's going to work perfect I've just got it mocked up in there. We will strip the chrome off. It'll get an aluminum finish, as is the upper control arms, the spindles, lower control arms, the steering rack. Then the part of the roll cage here will get painted to match the interior roll cage. I was thinking about a red, but now I'm kind of second guessing myself, because there's a lot of red being the body and it's getting the black stripes. So I am trying to think of a third color that would look good with the red and the black. I just don't know. I don't want to be too what's the word? Not repetitive, but too, I guess, too obvious. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you guys have some suggestions. You can leave them, you know, down there in the little whip-de-doo area, and help me think this one out. What you think would be a good contrast color to go with, just for all the tubular up here, and then the interior roll cage that would correspond good with the red, the black, and the interior is going to be white. It'll have black carpet, black rear tray. The dashboard will be black. I have to do a little research on that too. Look up a cutlass with a white interior and see if the dash pad was white. You may know that too. You can let me know down below. But you know, it's going to mix up. I am definitely going to be using black seat belts. That will help integrate from the carpet on up, being, you know, all white seats, white door panels. I just don't know about the dash, if I should do the lower half of the dash white and the upper half black, or all black with the wood grain, you know, decals they give you to put in the center and on the door panels. Don't know. So you use a little help there, guys. Moving on around, we can see project viewer's choice. We got it repainted. And this is the best thing about airbrushes, guys, that I can actually say, is having multiple airbrushes helps when you're trying to do multiple jobs. You don't have to stop and clean out. Now, both these were sprayed with my Pache, that red one right there, single action. I use that to spray all my paint, as far as body color and primer. I've got a special airbrush I use only for clear coats. It's got a wider spray nozzle like a real air gun would have, a real spray gun. So it gets more even with that. Now again, this is not clear coated. This is just lacquer. By adding that leveling thinner into the lacquer, you can see I have very little orange peel. No dirt got in this paint job, which is fantastic. But again, this gases out quicker than the MCW does, so it's just, you know, one of the things you got to watch for when you're switching types of paint. But everything was repainted. You guys saw before I reprimed it, resanded it all down, reprimed it. So now it has the color on it. I'm dreading all the bare metal foil, but the real car has a ton of chrome on it, so we're going to do our best. And thanks to Mark Hobby Nut Models, back when we started this project, he sent us a sheet of ultra shiny, or whatever it is, chrome. So we have the right chrome trim to use. You can see the chassis is sitting there. The rear tires are on. Rear suspension's in. Front suspension is done and in. Tires will turn left or right, if I remember right. Yep, that spindle flipped around on me. But and we got our front tires ready. I don't think we're using brakes on this one. Just, I don't see any in all my extra parts here. These are all of our oh, that's for the Nova. Wrong kit. think that's for the Nova as well. I don't know why those are sitting down here. I'll put those back here. We'll get down here into the box. And I got all the chrome right here for the Impala. We do have some floor mats to put in the Impala. That'll be a nice little addition. We got our heater hoses. Got our exhaust here. We still got to get painted. I love painting my exhaust by hand. And I know a lot of guys would rather tape off and airbrush, but I like my exhaust being a little weathered, and you achieve that by hand painting and black washing with the, to me, a black panel line wash. Sorry for the slurring. There's the glass. Okay, and that's all I see. The rest are regular parts. So yeah, no, I don't think we're putting rotors on this one. So that's okay. This is just going to be a shelf queen anyways. So we'll pause it right here, guys, and I'll be right back. So yeah, guys, I'm back. Had a phone call. That's pretty much it. You can see most of the interior is all done. We do have to make some adjustments to the roll cage because when the doors come in, the door panels interfere with my design. I didn't think ahead, so we're going to refigure this a little bit. I think I'm going to move these bars in just a hair, or we may do away with them and cut these down here and lower that down is probably the route we're going to go because it's just too tall. If I bring it down to right about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch up from the bottom and then run it up to meet like right about here, we'll probably be okay. So either way, we're going to get that adjusted here probably next week. We're going to get our dashboard detailed out, get our seat belts in, have the whole interior tub done. We got a little work to do on the engine, finish up the wiring, and I don't know if we'll go into the depths of putting linkage and everything on this one. You guys never really did rally around what to and what not to do. We do need to put our breathers in the valve covers. We need to get our drive shaft made, figure out the route of our exhaust. I think our exhaust fits right in those holes, so we're okay there. And then yeah, that is the thing. And I need to print a I think a 400 turbo trans for this one. I got it that way to use the kit transmission, so it kind of puts the engine where it needs to go for in wife's choice. So we got a little more detailing to do on this one. The trick is, I don't know if it'll show up on here or not, where all those little blue dots are, those are the injectors, or for the nitrous. So I don't know if we're going to put all that on there or not for this one. We may go ahead and just get it put in place. We'll run some accessory wires from like the alternator, maybe some hoses from the power steering pump down, just a little subtle detail, not real crazy. That way we can get that in the Nova, because the Nova is super close to being done. I want to get it finished up as well, because as you can see, we've got the buddy build going there. We've got all I did with it, we got the airplane somewhere. That's that side. And we have our Mercedes we gotta get up on the bench to get started. I've got to get a hold of Dylan, or somebody let me know when the Pro Street group build starts. I thought it started in the fall, but I could be wrong. And you know, we'll carry on. I'm doing my best to get the Corvette done for Acme. I mean, if I was to calculate right now time frame, it'd be really, I'm going to be pushing it really close. I'm not going to build no elaborate display for that one. Uh, as I already know going into it, the chances are I wouldn't win anything anyways. But for somebody to get to see it is going to be just spectacular because, I have put a lot of work into that thing. Literally, my blood, sweat, and tears. Uh, I've shed a tear over this stupid build. I've poured blood all over it. I've sweated down here for hours working on it, so I can actually say I've got my blood, sweat, and tears put into it. Uh, I think it'll be a beautiful build when it's done. But I try not to compare my stuff to other people's, but it's kind of hard not to. I know a lot of people are enthralled with my work and know it's amazing, and it's deeply and greatly appreciated. Uh, but I also have an eye for talent. Uh, and I've always had that kind of eye to look above and beyond, uh, what is and what it could be type thing. And when I see other people's work, I can kind of, mentally judge. Well, they did this and they did. I could have done that, but I didn't, or I did do something they did, but theirs looks a lot better than mine. So I'm, I always play around with that in my head. So yeah, I'm a little more harder on my work because it is my work. I know where the flaws are. I know where I could have done better, slowed down, sped up, whatever it may be, and I did or did not do it for whatever reason. Uh, but at the end of the day, it's still a really cool build. I'm having fun building that Corvette. It was a challenge to open all those compartments up. Uh, it's a challenge to take a stock interior and modify it into what the real car has by just using what you have and scratch building. Scratch building, it can be really fun, guys. It's if you're very patient and have a good eye for detail, those go a long way into scratch building. You're kind of ahead of the curve, so to speak. If you don't have any of those, that doesn't really matter. It doesn't mean you can't scratch build. Scratch building is just taking something that you see, an inanimate object that is real, and you want to duplicate that said item. Uh, and it's just taking your time and building layers or adding pieces that, you know, resemble the real thing. Uh, and it's trial and error, guys. It's not, I can't say you'll nail it first time. You may. It may take you 15 tries. It may take you more. Don't lose your patience. Stay with it. Stay focused. And if you have to, put it away for a little while so you can get your head cleared and then apply all your focus and determination back to it when got a clear head. That's just Rusty's tips and rules to live by. Previous video, thank you guys for all the kind words on the 1 year in the 1 year on the YouTubes. It's been brutal and rough. Yes, I'm going to stick it out. My chatter or rant, whatever you want to call it, wasn't black and white thing. It's just letting you know I have options. I don't have to be here doing this. All this time I'm doing this, I could be spent building model cars. And at the end of the day, other than paying it forward, that's really all I want to do. But I know comes set things with doing a video and explanations, and that's kind of what I do. That's why I say a lot of my videos are more talk than anything, because I like to explain what I'm doing, and in as much detail as what I actually apply to the model. So it's a blessing and it's a curse. But I truly mean, you guys have been great. I wish that there was more outcome as far as hitting Mark's link and purchasing stuff. It doesn't mean it has to happen every single day or every minute of the day. That would be like insane. That's like a video somebody watches and all of a sudden it goes viral. I never expected that even in the beginning. I can't say expect. I did hope that the turnover rate would have been better to keep him on as a full-time sponsor, because like I said, it enabled me to do something that I normally would not have been able to do. Uh, and there's plenty of channels out there that just do that. They buy a kit, they build it, and they show you, and that's it. But, you know, to do this, you got to be different than everybody else. I don't want to do the same thing as somebody else, even though we all kind of cross paths and go down the same street on certain things. Uh, I just don't want to be. I don't want to be like Lucas C. I don't want to be like Matthew. I don't want to be like, you know, tens and twenties of others. Uh, some things yes, some things definitely no. Uh, you know, everybody has a different way of what they do and how they do it and what they need to keep what they're doing going. Uh, you know, Matthew has the Patreon. He has a Facebook group page. Lucas C has Patreon, and he also has a Facebook group page and his channel. And he collaborates a lot with other modelers, and he brings them in for interviews, and you kind of get both perspectives. Everybody has that, so I don't want to do that. An interview from time to time, yes, because that's me getting to discuss modeling with another person live, and I would want to film that to show you guys. But you know, other stuff, no. I brought the merchandise in because I was enthralled with the shirt. Normally, when you get a T-shirt like that, after it's washed and it's dried, or you hang dry, it shrinks up and it's just a rickety mess. These are the kind of T-shirts I like. They're really super soft. They're form-fitting. They fit really good. They move with you. You know, just like the new T-shirt. The new T-shirt is a little heavier than this, but it's in the same fact feels the same way, and it has the pocket. So I was like, wow, you know, well, maybe people will be interested in that, and that'd be a way to compensate where we lost from Hobby Nut Models, and we can start, you know, generating a little income for the channel, and I can get bigger, better kits. Guys, trust me, there's some big things I would love to bring to the channel and dedicate a build series on, or you know, open box it first and review it, discuss it, explain my, you know, what I'm going to do to it, what I envision type thing, and then actually build it. But I'm just like you. Those are, you know, $100-$200 model kits, or an investment of between $100 to $800 worth of stuff to put together what's in my head, you know, into real life. And just like you, I don't have $800 all the time to just go buy it and put into it and then, you know, present it to you guys. That just makes things more accessible, and backs what I've tried to do, the balling on the budget, make the hobby pay for itself, and to keep my hobby going. Different days, different times, that wouldn't even really be an issue. It would just be, I'd pay out of my pocket like most everybody else does, and that and the other. But I don't want to hurt what I have, which, you know, pays bills, keeps the lights on, the water flowing, the roof overhead, keeps the cars maintained. That is personal money. And if I take from personal money, then if something happened, that's less money I have. Even though I do have savings like everybody else, I'm cautious. I don't overspend. I don't live beyond my means. But the hobby itself requires X amount of stuff to keep it going. The balling on the budget's been a great addition to my hobby for me. It works very well. I may not build on the level of a lot of guys, but I build on a level that equally turns heads, makes people's jaws drop, and makes them stand there and look at it, and inspires them. And that, at the end of the day, I can't ask for more than that. And that balling on the budget works. I'm not using the same materials, everything bought. I'm using secondary materials, but at that level that it looks like the high-end part, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Even balling on a budget requires a budget. And just like anybody else, it's a certain amount of money. And then, you know, I throw the YouTube mix into it. Yeah, this is... At the end of the day, really, guys, making a video doesn't cost me a lot of money. time is money. This is time that I could be doing something else, and I'm not outside of my realm to ask for this, that, or the other to help compensate that. I don't ask for above and beyond because it's not needed. That's where I split Rusty from Rick, and Rusty goes smacks Rick around a little bit and takes a few dollars out of his wallet. I know I have to put some of my personal money into it, but not all the time. So we're going to end that there. Okay, sorry about that again. I had to put in my lunch order. No, my daughter was going to get my granddaughter lunch, so she asked me if I wanted something. But, you know, I've rambled on that enough, you guys know. As of right now, the t-shirt thing is a bust. It's not going to happen. There's not enough interest in it, and I totally get it. I'm going to look into possibly, I'll have to generate a little money first from the hobby. I'll look into getting 10 t-shirts made, and maybe use those as a giveaway type thing down the road. And then maybe we'll revisit that a year or two down the road. Once the coffee mug is done and the hat is done, I will present that to you guys. If there's no interest in that, that will probably be the same way. I'll probably just have a few made. The coffee mugs she gets from an independent source, so she can buy one or she can buy 100. That's not an issue. The hats are really similar to the t-shirts. I think it's a less amount. I think it's a quantity of 5 per order in order to place an order to purchase them. Because if you buy them individual, the price is more expensive. She gets a better price if she buys in groups. So, yeah, we'll have to, if that doesn't do good, we'll revisit those as well. And we always have that in our back pocket, so to speak. Other than that, there's nothing really to generate any income for quite a while for the hobby. So I will work with what I have, and when I've gone through that, we will be back to probably building box stock. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's actually kind of rewarding. It's refreshing to know you just open in a box and you're using what's inside that box, and you're painting, detail painting, and that's pretty cool too. So that's pretty much where we're at. I want to take this last few minutes and do a channel shout out. I came across this channel by accident. I saw one person's channel and kind of, well, what's going on? Something I missed. I've just kind of been catching up on his videos, and maybe I missed something. And it's not. It was just a group build somebody was holding. You all know him, Jason at Blue Ox Model Shop. And there's another gentleman that kind of not so much affiliated with him, but kind of affiliated with him, and was showing, I guess, his work. The channel's name is 25 Times. So I think he has like 60 something videos. A lot of them are really quick, but they're refreshing. Then he's got a couple on the newest parts of how to do. He's chopping the top on a 49 Merc, and he got his method from a magazine, and that worked for that person. It's working for him, and so you can kind of rely on that method, as you're going to have a pretty good success rate out of it. So definitely get over there and give him a follow. Hit his bell notifications. Give him a thumbs up. Drop him a comment. Let him know Rusty sent you. Rusty Roder's Model Car Garage. He's very low on subscriptions. Way lower than me. He's should be up there around where I'm at. He's at like 235 or something like that. So let's boost his channel. I think you guys will get it really good. He's really good with the editing. I think his wife helps him out. She does all that business end of it, and she does an excellent job of editing his videos, dubbing in this, that, and the other, and it's kind of comical. It's Big Bob, Little Bob. I think his wife's name is Bobby, so that's really cool. Bob and Bobby. So it's definitely worth a watch. There's some instructional stuff in there. He's got a lot of neat older builds that he's done, and just his style of building is just, I think you guys will enjoy it. You guys are everyday Joe type of people, and that's the kind of builds he does. And I sat there this morning and watched, I think, like 10 of his videos, and because like I said, a lot of them are really quick. They're just a few minutes. Then there's some that's a little bit longer, but definitely worth the watch. So go over there, shout out to him, let him know Rusty Rotor sent you. Subscribe to his channel, help him get his subs up, and enjoy his videos, because they are, I think, where I'm really long, he's very short and quick with his videos. I know a lot of you guys like that. Can you learn something? Possibly. Will you be entertained? Definitely. And it's a nice little video of hundreds of others to put in your arsenal to go watch when you get a free minute. So thank you as always to all my past, present, and future subscribers. Remember, it's free. Hit that sub button while you're at it. Hit that bell notification, let you know when my videos come out. What you think about Jay's cutlass at this point. Viewer's choice. I know we're like 6 months past due on getting it done, but life happens, other things come up, my brain goes sideways. I've still got Blue Rat here on this bench in pieces. I got to get it back together so I can get it in the display case. I want to modify a couple of little things, and now's the time to do it before I put it back together. And yeah, like I said, we got quite a few things coming in the mail. As they come in, we'll review them and look at them. Try to get some things finished up, because I got to make room for that Mercedes to get up here so I can get that build series going. And we want to get Wife's Choice done, the Ring Brothers charger, the EV charger. We got quite a few things, guys, to get done. The EV charger actually is probably going to move up a little bit on the priority list. I want to get done and get pictures submitted to Joel to use, if he chooses to use them, and get that done. It's not going to get a lot of detail. It's basically a box stock build, and just with a really nice paint job on it. And we'll see as it goes if we add anything to it or not. Originally I think I planned to do a few things. We'll revisit that and see. But the only way you guys are going to know is hit that little bell notification. That way you know when it does come out. And thank you guys again. And this is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.